Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome back to our channel FinProp Market. So I'm pretty excited for today because yesterday we discussed about two stock Biocan and Vintage Coffee. So immediately the next day the Vintage Coffee is hit the upper circuit. You know how big deal it is. We discussed and the next day it hit upper circuit. That's crazy. And I had pretty much every reason why I suggested Vintage Coffee to go with Vintage Coffee. So let me discuss and break down why I suggested Vintage Coffee and what's the reason that it went upper circuit the next day we discussed about the stock. So the current market price is 170, as you all know, which I mentioned earlier. So if you see the PE ratio for the stock is very high, it's very volatile right now. Its expansion is very high. They're doubling down the investment. Their debt is high. Their output is high. So everything is on a peak. So of course PE ratio is on the peak. So don't need to worry about that, because when you compare PE ratio, when you see the PE ratio of Tata Consumer Product, so it's around 90. This is around 50. So compared to Tata Consumer Product and other coffee housing there, it's almost better. So I would not worry about 50 PA right now. And if you see the income statement, total revenue, so I think it was 131 in 2024. Now it's around 434.91 crore. So you know how they have tripled down their total revenue. And if you see the net income, it was 11.98. Now it's around 60.15. That's aggressive. That's very much aggressive. So they have, started expansion all over the India. They're doubling down their business. They're taking a lot of debt. So yeah, I think pretty much I'm expecting around 100% return in next 1 year with this stock. So if we go to the forecast, I think compared to Tata Consumer and all, it's much better. If you go to the holdings, the foreign institute and the mutual fund holdings has been increased since September. So even that plays a crucial role because they are investing a lot of money. That means something is going on in the stock. So that's why they are investing. And a point to note that I don't keep stocks for a long term. I don't believe in long term investing. So I just see the momentum, I enter and I exit. So that's how we make money in the market, right? If you sit for a long term, nothing's gonna happen. So you don't know what's after 10 years, what's after 5 years, maybe another COVID, maybe another big pandemic. You don't know. So you just need to tap the momentum, make most out of the momentum and exit. That's the only mantra that I follow. So yeah, let me go to the stock chart itself and let me show you why I went through, why I suggested this video. Why I suggested this stock. Just a second. Yeah. So if I open Vincofe chart, right, so it went almost 169.5 and the upper circuit is 170. So that means it hit the upper circuit on the next day after we discussed. So if I go to the chart, you could see a very beautiful pattern in it nowadays. So I think from around March 2025, when it hit the rock bottom, it's expanding aggressively. If you see, it has a good support zone in around 130 135 area, that it has a good support zone. And if I zoom a bit and show you what happened on last week, it formed a doji, right? It formed a doji pattern. So that means it's either gonna break out or it's gonna jump up. That's the two possibility that you have when it forms the doji. So the previous day it formed a doji. That's when I made a video. And if you see the next day, it went, top up, like it break out. It hit upper circuit. And the reason was simple. Since the investments are going up, it formed doji and it has a good support level around 160. So the doji candle hit around 160 on the previous day, that is on Thursday, December 3rd. So there was no reason for it to break below 160. I didn't find any reason when I do the technical analysis or the chart analysis. So that's why I was very confident about it, and it hit the upper circuit. Yeah, I think that's all. I wanted to clarify on why I suggested this and why it went upper circuit. I think in upcoming weeks I'll be picking up individual stocks, and I'm pretty confident that those will reach upper circuit as well, because I'm good at analysis and I'm good at my job. So thank you. Please subscribe FinProp Mart and hit the bell icon. See you in the next video.